From translation, Net New English Translation. This 291 day of the year. Today we are reading passages Mark 8 to 9. Mark chapter 8 verses 1 to 39. In those days there was another large crowd with nothing to eat. Jesus called his disciples and said to them, I have compassion on the crowd, because they have already been here with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them home hungry, they will collapse on the way, because some of them have come from such a great distance. His disciples answered him, How can anyone satisfy these people with bread here in this deserted place? He asked them, How many loaves do you have? They replied, 7. Then he directed the crowd to sit down on the ground. When he had taken the 7 loaves and given thanks, he broke them and began giving them to his disciples to serve to the people, and they served them. They also had a few small fish. After he had given thanks for these, he told the disciples to distribute them as well. The people ate and were satisfied, and they picked up the broken pieces left over 7 baskets full. Now there were about 4,000 people. Then he sent them away. Immediately he got into the boat with his disciples and went to the district of Dalmanutha. Then the Pharisees came out and began to argue with him. Testing him, they asked him for a sign from heaven to test him. Sighing deeply in his spirit, he said, Why does this generation look for a sign? I tell you the truth, no sign will be given to this generation. Then he left them, got back into the boat, and went to the other side. Now the disciples had forgotten to take any bread, except for 1 loaf they had with them in the boat. And Jesus strongly rebuked them, saying, Do you still fail to understand? Do you not remember the 5 loaves for the 5,000, and how many baskets full you picked up? Or the 7 loaves for the 4,000, and how many baskets full you picked up? Do you still not understand? He asked them. When they came to Bethsaida, they brought a blind man to him and begged him to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and brought him out of the village. Then he spit on his eyes, laid his hands on him, and asked, Do you see anything? He looked up and said, I see people, but they look like trees walking around. Then Jesus laid his hands on his eyes again, and he opened his eyes, his sight was restored, and he saw everything clearly. Jesus sent him home, saying, Do not even go into the village. He asked them, But who do you say I am? Peter answered him, You are the Christ. Then he warned them not to tell anyone about him. Then he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests and the experts in the law, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. He said this plainly, but Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. After turning and looking at his disciples, he rebuked Peter and said, Get behind me, Satan. You are not setting your mind on God's interests, but on human interests. Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, If anyone wants to come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake, and for the sake of the gospel will save it. For what does it benefit a person to gain the whole world yet forfeit his life? For what could a person give in exchange for his life? Whoever is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will also be ashamed of when he comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. I tell the truth, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God after it has come with power. Mark chapter 9, verses 1 to 11. 6 days later, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. He was transfigured before them, and his clothes became radiant, intensely white, as no one on earth could bleach them. Then Elijah appeared to them along with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, Rabbi, it is good for us to be here. Let us put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. For they were terrified, and he did not know what to say. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice came from the cloud, This is my one beloved Son. Listen to him. Suddenly, when they looked around, they saw no one with them anymore, except Jesus alone. As they were coming down the mountain, he gave them orders not to tell anyone what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. They kept the matter to themselves, discussing what this rising from the dead meant. Then they asked him, Why do the experts in the law say that Elijah must come first? He said to them, Elijah does come first to restore all things. Why then is it written that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be treated with contempt? But I tell you, Elijah has come, and they have done to him whatever they pleased, just as it is written about him.